Hi, ladies. Welcome to another episode of the Femalepreneur Coach podcast. I am your host, Rebecca Barr, and I'm super excited for today's episode, which is all around why your offers aren't currently selling and what you can do to change that. So the first reason for me, first of all, there is like this real divide at the moment that I've noticed in the collective. Some people that I speak to are like, oh my God, my business is insane. I am making so much money. It's like abundant April on steroids. And then the other half, are saying, oh my God, no one's buying right now, cost of living crisis, like economic downturn. And it's just so interesting to me. And some are high ticket, some are low ticket. So there's really no correlation to the price. It's just beliefs and attitudes around what is possible and how to tap into that abundance right now. So the first thing for me that I always do when somebody tells me that their offers aren't selling, I'll always have a look, like have a quick look at their marketing, have a quick look at their messaging. And there are always some very common themes for me as a coach that I can see very clearly. Now, a lot of this is through nobody's fault, by the way, like things are constantly evolving. And for me as an entrepreneur, I am fascinated by human behavior. That's why I do what I do, because I want to know why people do what they do. It's why I work with the subconscious brain. It's why I am a trained hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner. It's why I work with human design. Like all of that is just a beautiful part of the puzzle for me. And when things are kind of moving, energy's moving at one time and not another, I'm always like wondering why. I never just accept that things are the way they are. So for me, the first thing that I see that is really bloody obvious is that they are not speaking to people that are ready to buy. So this is because of two reasons. So back in the day, there was a train of thought around the bro marketing, pain point marketing, where it was like, if you just speak to people's pain points, then they will get this sense of urgency and position yourself as the savior to all of their problems. It's like, are you miserable? Are you lonely? Are you depressed? Are you overwhelmed? Are you stressed out right now? Guess what? I can literally change your life with one easy payment of XYZ. And that doesn't convert anymore for so many reasons. I mean, I think people know and are more discerning now. So consumer trends have definitely moved on from that kind of scarcity, like what's the word? Scaremongering and bro marketing, pain point marketing. That doesn't convert in the same way anymore, because ultimately, if you're telling people that they're overwhelmed, depressed, stressed, you're just reminding them that they're overwhelmed, depressed, and stressed. So therefore, and if you're speaking to people that are resonating with that, they're not really going to be in the most empowered state to then make a really great investment and feel good about it. What is better instead is to speak to the women or the people that are ready to move now, and really speak to that language, use empowering language instead. It's like, and speak to the highest possible outcome of your work. This is also what I see, is that women particularly will struggle to really sell their offers and what the potential outcome of that work is. They massively lowball themselves, or they use very vague and ambiguous language. But it's like, even if you don't know what your ideal client is, you can always get a sense of what people want. We don't have to talk about like where they were. We want to talk to where do they want to go. Like that's much more attractive and much more exciting, because as much as our brain likes to move away from pain and towards pleasure, actually sometimes we will stay in that state of pain because it's familiar and it's better the devil you know. So even people that are in toxic like patterns of behavior and cycles know what they're doing is no good for them. They're still going to do it anyway because that's what's familiar and safe, even though they know it's ultimately not good for them. If you instead use the view to kind of like the carrot and the stick, but use the carrot instead to incentivize people to invest in you now with the highest possible outcome of your work. So if this person turns up, they do all of the work, they take the steps that you took to get the outcome that you have now, in theory, couldn't they get the same result as you? In which case, if you own your success and your journey, and equally with that of your clients today, then you can speak to that highest possible outcome of your work and really draw people in. And you can use language like, I know you're ready to move. I know you want to go faster. I know you know that you're meant for more. Come and join me in this. This is for you if you are this woman who wants this result, who is ready to move and good to go. My shift in language not only, up-leveled the speed of conversions for me. Not only did it bring me more aligned clients that I actually felt good about working with, but also it's like up-leveled absolutely everything, because then the women that are coming to me already get my vibe and my energy. Funny enough, I just did a business meeting earlier. So one of the things that I also do, I always say I'm an entrepreneur first. I have a controlling interest in another business, and I'm all about speed and just getting things done. My energy is actually very masculine, which is quite interesting because a lot of people assume that I'm very soft and feminine and, you know, very like intuitively led and just kind of super chilled. And there is an element of that. But equally, I am a get shit fucking done kind of woman that literally runs like multiple businesses. I manage grown-ass men and tell them what to do. I am not here to play around. Like, my time is precious, my boundaries are precious, my energy is precious. And also I have ADHD, so that I need to get things off my plate. I need to get things done. So I only work, you know, I enjoy working with the women that not necessarily match my energy, because I'm next level and I know that's not for everybody, but have that same drive to be all they can be and to really make the most of every opportunity, of every element of their business, of this lifetime. I think that's what it is for me. It's about, I really want to speak to the women that aren't going to settle, that know that they are meant for great things, and with the right mentorship, the right support, the right containers, the right offers, like, they are going to be unleashed like a force to be reckoned with in this universe. That's what excites me. Those are the women that I want to work with and activate. So I'm not going to tell them every day, you're overwhelmed and you're tired and you're stressed, because I'm just reminding them, potentially there'll be elements of that, but I'll be reminding them that that's where they are. So that's the first thing. You're not speaking to people that are ready. The next thing is you may have beliefs around what, you know, what is available to you right now. And the women that tell me like, no one's buying right now, I'm like, girl, you need to get yourself in a mastermind, because it's so important in this crazy journey of entrepreneurship that you are surrounded by the right people that are continually blowing your mind and showing you what is possible for you. I intentionally put myself in the rooms with the women that are doing 10 times better than I am, because I always know that if they can do it, I can do it. And it shows me what's possible. It gives my brain the evidence that it needs, that I can have the same level of success. So even when some people are telling me no one's buying, like prices and all the things, and trying to project their stuff and make it my stuff, which it never is, I can confidently say, and this isn't about me holding the vision and the faith, it's about, there are people buying every day. I know that for a fact. And obviously as a money mindset coach, it is important for me to be in those rooms. So I would say, look at your reality right now. That is a projection of your belief system, because whatever you believe is going to be reflected back at you. Our brains have a negativity bias. So we are always going to look at the negative side of anything that's going on around us, because our brain wants to keep us safe, and it's like doing a little risk assessment. So if you're not happy with where you are right now, have a look at your belief systems and maybe do some journaling on that around, what am I telling myself right now? And equally, you know, if people are buying, not buying, like, it doesn't matter how many people are buying, as long as some people are buying. Like, I also attach the absolute desperation to financial numbers and celebrate all of my kids anyway. You know, all of my kids, all of my wins, all of my clients like my kids anyway. The next thing is, maybe you haven't given them a reason as to why they need to invest in this offer right now. Like, why is now the perfect time to do this thing, particularly when you have an evergreen sales strategy, meaning that they can buy into your programs at any point. Like, if they could do it in a couple of months' time, why do they need to do it now? Like, what's the cost of them not doing it now? Or is there a bonus or an incentive for them to do it now? Is it the perfect time in the economy, in the year? I've got clients that are fitness coaches. So obviously we're approaching the summer season. Now's the perfect time to work with them, because then you'll be summer beach body ready by the time that you get to, like, you know, airport checkout or something, airport lounge. So obviously now is like time is of the essence. So what is it for you? Like, why do they need to invest in this now? And being really clear on that, and not being afraid to really shout about that. Like, girl, if you're not doing this right now, you're missing a trick. You're missing out on money. You're missing out on happiness. Like, think where you could be this time next year. And that's the thing, like, we're at the midway point in the year. This is a powerful time to be really reminding people there's only 6 months left of the year. If you are not absolutely fucking blown away by the success success that you've created and the happiness that you've got and the balance that you've got, then what the hell are you doing? You need to get into these rooms in these containers, because there's only 6 months left of the year. Do you want to get to the end of the year and have regrets? Of course you don't. That's why and having that confidence and that conviction, it's like my work comes from the highest possible service. Like 100%. I know that there's other coaches out there that can support the potential clients that work with me, but I believe in my fucking soul that if they do not work with me, they will be missing out, because I know what I bring to the table. I know the heart and the passion and the connection and the ambition and the hopes that I have for these women. I also know my black book, my connections, like all the things I've got going up. Like, you want to be on this journey with me, because I am the woman that filters down those opportunities for others. When I then show up on my stories and selling my offers, it's with that sense of conviction that really helps to push people over the line and make the right decision for them. This isn't about, you know, pushy sales tactics. The next thing is around positioning yourself as the expert. Now, for me, I am very clear about what I stand for and what I don't. So I am a woman that believes in sustainable business first and foremost. I've been in business for 9 years. I've also, you know, got 5 young children. So there is no point me running around like a lunatic 99% of the day and feeling completely awful at all things. How is that living? How is that life? What is the point of any of that? Equally, I am 9 years in business. You know, that's testament to the fact that I have figured out how to make my business work for me and not the other way around, and ebb and flow with all the things that I've got going on with the kids and life and energy and all of the things. So, and creative projects that I come in as well. I'm a manifesting generator, so I need to make sure that I've got that flexible freedom to take on new and creative projects, because that's what my soul's here to do. That's what lights me up. So I'm all about working with your human design as well. Everybody knows me for that. Everybody knows that I'm the queen of leverage, that I talk about money mindset, that and on so many different levels. So I'm a wealth activator. They know that I work with super aligned, sustainable sales strategies. And those are probably like my core things that people always come to me and say, like, oh, Bex, can you help me with this? Because you talk about this. I know you're an expert in this. What is that for you? Like, why are you the obvious choice for somebody to work with versus someone else? Like, you've got to own what you bring to the table and your unique gifts and zone of genius, because it's not always obvious. So the more that you can embody that and really own that, the more that your clients will feel that too. The next one is the excitement around your offer. So if you are not obsessed with what you are doing or what you're creating, first of all, why the hell are you doing it? Because trust me, having run multiple businesses, there are so many easier ways to make money than being a coach or a service provider online. It's actually like the Wild West at times, and it can really be an emotional roller coaster if you don't have support and community around you. So why are you doing it? There will be other ways to make money, and I've had 2 clients that have come to me to scale their businesses, and we have promptly sold their businesses within the first couple of weeks, because ultimately that wasn't what they were meant to do. And one went on and built another business, and another one has no business but built a property empire instead. Like, that's the thing, there's many ways to get the same outcome, and it's about thinking bigger on that. If you are, however, in the first camp where you are absolutely obsessed with it, then it's about making sure that you are getting that across to your audience. So one thing that I work with is obviously align sales and strategies with your human design. So if you are a generator, if you are a manifesting generator and somebody that has that really animated energy that transfers to your audience, that lifts everybody else around you, then live video content is a must. Don't be afraid to leverage your clients' results, the feedback that you're getting. Like, literally, I'm not even joking. Whether somebody buys a £10 workbook from Amazon from me or invests in my high ticket one-to-one or mastermind, I literally jump up and down and celebrate that. Not only because, you know, the universe is going to send you more of what you want if you do that, if it recognizes that it's safe, but also for my own subconscious brain, because the more that I can celebrate safety and recognize safety around what it is that I want, the more that I'm then going to be more inclined to take the action needed to get more of the same thing. And the universe is always listening, right? So I literally do not care if it is £10 or £12,000. It is, I know my work has the capacity to change lives. I know that every woman that invests in themselves and is willing to put money towards it, the transformations in the transaction. So every woman that does that, something amazing is about to happen for them, because they've said that I'm ready and I'm worthy. And that is really, really powerful. So the more that, you know, women invest and come closer into my world. I also know what I've got going on this year and all the things that I'm excited for them. It's good to be in my world right now. I'm celebrating them. That might be on my stories, that might be at home, that might be a little happy dance for the baby and all the things. But you best believe I'm celebrating you like my kids on sports day. I am that mum that's like, woo, like exciting. And I'm the same for my clients because I'm excited for you. That's part of my legacy. That's what I came here to do. That means that all of the crap shit, all of the stuff that I've been through over the years, the expensive mistakes, the long nights, the learned experiences, the trauma, all of the things, like every time somebody invests, that makes it even more worth it because it's translating and filtering down in a positive way to them. So if you are not obsessed with your work and you're not showing your audience that you're obsessed, celebrating every person that comes in, celebrating every little win, the small, the big, and the massive, and all of the things, then, you know, first of all, FOMO is real. So that's a great marketing strategy. But it's like you're building the energy around the excitement. You're really missing an opportunity if you're not doing that. The next thing is, are you actually in integrity with what you're selling? Because if you aren't, and there is a misalignment there, like you will be holding back energetically. And even if you aren't, then your audience will still see through it. So I've had lots of women that have come to me wanting to launch masterminds that have never invested in a mastermind themselves. And I always say, don't do it. Because straight away you're out of integrity with what it is that you're selling. Because if you aren't willing to invest in that kind of program and you don't see the value in it and want to be in those communities and having those high level conversations, why are you expecting your audience to do it? Equally, if you are not the same person showing up on your social media as you are in your daytime life, then you're out of integrity. You're having to put on a facade, a face, a mask, a persona every time you come online. And guess what? That gets harder and harder over time. I've definitely had to be that person in corporate where it was like masking who I essentially am. And it's exhausting and it's not a key ingredient to sustainable business. What is actually better is just owning who the fuck you are and allowing your people to be your people and everybody else to not be your people. There are billions of people on this planet. You only need a tiny fraction of those people to invest in you and love absolutely everything that you are all about, the good, the bad, the ugly, to invest in you to have a wildly successful business. So stop hiding, stop masking, and just fully own who you are and let your people be your people. Like genuinely, my clients, there is no disconnect to what you see on here, what they get behind the scenes, what I'm like on the school run. Like genuinely, I'm the same person. And I think that that is probably why I do not struggle to multitask so much, why I don't struggle with my businesses, with my mumhead. Like I'm not having to get into different headspaces and identities. I'm the same. So it's fine. It all just flows in seamlessly. And the last thing is you're probably not talking about your offers enough. That's the thing. Like we feel like we're bothering people. We feel like we're being too pushy or salesy. But the reality is selling is serving. Like if I do not sell my programs, who wins? I don't win. My clients don't win because there's only so much you can deliver in free content. And that is the reality without diving into people's businesses and getting your hands on them, essentially. Like there's only so much you can do from a distance through free content. Like absolutely, they can get a sense of who you are. They can ensure that you know your stuff. They can see if your values are aligned. But until they lean in and take the investment, you can't really change their lives. And that's the thing, that the reframe that needs to happen for most of us, because I used to like maybe put one sales post out a week. Now I sell in my stories daily because I am so obsessed with what I'm doing. I want everybody to join. So I am on my stories pretty much most days. There will be a sales post or something with a call to action, because guess what? This isn't my hobby. This is my job. And the more that I welcome women into my world, the more that I can then help others to build their own businesses too. And in a really great way. So this all just feeds in ultimately to my soul's purpose. So why would I not want to be doing that every single damn day of the week? So just to recap then, you're probably not speaking to the people that are actually ready to invest. You may have a belief system that tells you that people aren't buying right now, or something that needs to be addressed within your money mindset. You might not be telling them why now or why you are the obvious choice. Maybe you're not building excitement around your offering, in which case, if you genuinely don't have excitement for your offers, let's have a conversation about how to create something that does feel really aligned with you, maybe in alignment with your human design. You can still join my by design program, by the way. maybe you aren't in integrity with what you're selling, and that's said with love, not judgment. And then finally, you're probably 100% not talking about your offers enough. Most of my events, most of my big investments are sold out within hours, not days, because I'm super proactive about who I want in those rooms, who I think would be perfect for those offers, who I would love to have at those events and doing the things. So guess what? I'm not going to wait and hope that they're going to see my stuff. I'm going to tap them on the shoulder and make invitations to buy. And if they say no, they say no. Like, if that's the worst thing, okay, I'm a big girl, I can handle that. But guess what? They might say yes, and I might change their fucking life. And this could be the start of something really incredible and the catalyst for a completely different trajectory of life. Is that not worth tapping somebody on the shoulder and saying, hey, I know you wanted this thing, I've got this thing, are you interested? Like, you never know. So hopefully you found this episode useful. I really want to just ensure that I'm leading with value and really practical, easy steps. You know that I'm all about making business easy, and so that it can be sustainable, and so that it can just kind of flow in with the rest of your life and not have to be this whole big thing outside of yourself and your home and all the things. But I hope you've loved this episode. If you have, please make sure that you leave me a comment, like, subscribe, review, do all the things, because that really helps me to reach more women. And I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.